Sorry, you brought up the theme of family loyalty. Making this movie, though, challenges that in a way? Has your family seen it, and how was it received?
Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. I actually showed this, my family saw it for the first time. And, well, like distant family in Hong Kong, Hong Kong Film at a festival in Hong Kong. And it was like a little bit part of Asian culture. It's like you don't air your dirty laundry out on the screen. And so this was kind of a big no-no. And then a couple of the characters are a little bit based on family members. So especially the uncle character. So my uncle wasn't very happy with that. And but they understood why I did it, and they're like, oh, I remember my aunt or my uncle said, you should have gotten a real scriptwriter. But that's kind of their way of saying, well, okay, you did an okay job, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for me to show this film. I would have rather to do something more, like, as my first feature, I would have rather have done something a little bit not so close to me, but it was just at the time that was a need that I had to do, and I did it. So yeah.
What next for you?
My next film is a project I'm working on now. It's about a Korean. It also has a queer theme. It's about a Korean child prodigy violinist, also a lesbian, who immigrates to Holland. And has a much older Dutch lover in an orchestra. So come see that one.
How did you choose the actress who played the lead part? Because it seems like she was sort of a really good choice. So how did you go about finding her?
It was actually really by accident. The original actress, who actually was the actress of the opening film of this festival, she dropped out like 2 months before the film was about to shoot, and we had to really either push the film back or just find somebody else. And we desperately went all around trying to find English-speaking actresses who were good actresses, and it was really, really difficult. We went to Canada, America, Australia even, and finally, and I couldn't find anyone. And finally, one of my line producer said, well, he was like a big fan of action movies, Hong Kong action movies, and he was a big fan of this actress who is known as a kind of a martial arts Hong Kong actress from the 90s, but she's originally Canadian. Her name is Françoise Yip, and she kind of has stepped out of the Hong Kong scene and went back to Vancouver, where she's from, to kind of do television and stuff and be at home. And I flew to Kent. I did an audition on Skype or something like this, and I was blown away by her audition, and I flew to Vancouver to see her, and then we really had a click, and she really got my story, and then we said, okay, well then you start like in 1 month, so, and yeah, it was very low budget. There was no rehearsals. All the actors just came on set and they had to go right away to shoot. So I wouldn't do that, but like we shot this on 13 days. Which is really not a lot for a film. Not a lot of money, and a lot of people just really like the story. So.
My last questions. Everybody knows film industry is a very macho, like man-dominated, because first of all, the machine is very heavy, the light is very heavy. You need a lot of men to do it. So there have been a lot of revolution about women filmmakers. So now you, as a woman filmmaker, make a very woman-style movie. Do you see a difference, actually, your position actually in the industry, or you see the sensitivity of a woman? Did anybody see the sensitivity of a woman in this film instead of, oh, is it from a man director or something like this? How you see yourself as a woman director in the film industry?
I'm not very sensitive. Well, there's very few female directors compared to male directors, because it's a very, very male-dominated industry at the moment, because there's a lot of technical stuff. There's a lot of, like, can I trust this person? Can I work with this person? And that's why, not why, but and many other reasons why it's also historically a male-dominated industry. Your question was, is this particularly female-centric?
Do you find it difficult to make film as a woman director?
I'm mostly in an independent type of art house scene, and in that way, not really. That's even a bonus sometimes, and because they look for a different type of view, they want to have done like the normal kind of, male kind of action, well, not action, but male point of view, and as a minority, also that's also another point of view. So actually, I found it an advantage for myself. But I know other friends of mine who are female directors who are a little bit working in a different type of field, like more in the commercial, like making commercials or more Hollywood. I lived in Los Angeles for 6 years, doing those kind of things. It's more difficult for them because they really have to show that they're in charge, and sometimes that their work suffers because they, they don't get to do the stuff that they really want to do, which is part of their kind of female sensibility, I think. But in terms of, do I think this is female-centric? I think definitely it is very female-centric.
Gay and lesbian aspect, and they said this was in the San Francisco Gay and Lesbian Film Festival, and today is put in the queer section. Is that your choice, or is that the director's choice? And how do you feel about it? Is that how you want it to be? Because that's her life is as it is because of that's what she is, but in the story, it's not very big.
That's actually a very interesting question because I also work as a film programmer, and how do you program LGBT films? That's a question that a lot of queer film programs ask, what qualifies as a gay movie? So there's different types of there's different views on this. You can ask 5 different people, and 5 different people will give you different things. For me personally, I think a gay film or a queer film doesn't mean that the story has to be queer, at least in my criteria. I think that for me, if let's say the character is queer, or even if the movie is not queer and the director is queer, for me that constitutes a queer movie because that's a queer sensibility. The director is directing this with a queer eye, just like as a female director, like Catherine Bigelow, who's this big female Hollywood director, and she just won an Oscar, I think, and for The Hurt Locker, which is all about war and Iraq, but it's told through her eye, like we said, the female eye. So for me, that's what constitutes a queer film. It's how you tell it and who's telling it.
Doris actually been working very, very hard for the Asian community in Amsterdam here, and this is like her Dutch premiere of the film that she's been working for so long. So her very good friend Jill would like to give a present to her. A few years ago, the Cinemasia started with a few people who have belief in Asian cinema. So now we are very happy that you are here together with us, and especially like Doris is also a very long-time friend, and you see like if the story is actually autobiographical, she must have gone through a lot of feelings in order to tell what is really inside him and what he feels in the film. So congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
I also have to say, when you see the double happiness today is also because this is our location manager's Dessa's birthday today. So happy birthday! Stand up! Everybody worked very, very hard for this festival. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the evening.
One more little thing from me. So. I hope you enjoyed the film and that you come watch some other films this weekend. And well, although you're all on my Facebook already, probably, but if you're not, sign up for the Cinemasia Facebook or Twitter or Hives. And now we have a fabulous party for you, a queer karaoke party in one of the cinemas downstairs. One of the cinemas will be open for singing karaoke, and there will be a DJ in the main lobby. So party on!